share here today is that every year my office receives the audited financial statements from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander corporations around the country. We look at those financial statements, we look at how corporations are going, whether they're going well, whether they're going poorly, whether they need some assistance or not. And ALPA has always been one of those high-performing organisations, and as at the end of the 2014-15 financial year, ALPA is now the largest Aboriginal corporation throughout Australia. It is. So not only are you doing great things, the money story is absolutely fantastic as well. So you're not only the largest Aboriginal corporation in the country, you're the largest Aboriginal corporation by a country mile. Last year, ALPA turned over $88 million, which is phenomenal. The second largest Aboriginal corporation in Australia only turned over $65 million. So there's ALPA, and then second place, there's a huge gap. So ALPA is continuing to go from strength to strength. Last year ALPA's turnover was $59 million. So you've gone from $59 million turnover to $88 million just in 1 year. So ALPA, the directors, the staff, the member communities, those communities that welcome ALPA stores into their communities, their employment programs, should be really proud of the story that this tells. The largest Aboriginal corporation in the country. Really fantastic news. The other really good news story that this shows is that when I talk to people around the country, I always say, you know, who do you think is the largest Aboriginal corporation in the country? Or what do you think that corporation does? And everyone says, oh, it must be a mining company or in the Pilbara taking royalties. And I say, no, the largest Aboriginal corporation in Australia is a private organisation with all Aboriginal directors on the board, all Aboriginal members, delivering retail and employment services to Aboriginal people. And when you break down the numbers, of that $88 million that ALPA received last year, only 6% came from the government. So $88 million came through ALPA, and only 6% of that came from government. So ALPA doesn't rely on government funding. It delivers great services, and they're privately owned services, and that privately generated income is going back into the member communities, back into the stores, back into communities. So it's a fantastic story, the biggest and the best, but it's also not relying on government funding. And I'd like to present the chairman just with a certificate of recognition from my office to indicate that ALPA is now the largest Aboriginal corporation in Australia. So well done, Mr. Chairman.
So excited. I welcome all of you coming here today. It's a wonderful event. It's just something that I was not expected. Here at ALPA, we have a disciplined approach, an absolute commitment to sound business principles, and importance of strategic planning. ALPA progress steadily and carefully and will continue to do so. I must confess, the achievement of ALPA becoming a large Indigenous corporation in Australia is not something we planned. But I proudly and gladly accept this achievement on behalf of Mani, Balana, and Yolngu, and to the people who over past 44 years have labored together in achieving our vision. But I just wanted to remind you all This is not excuse to have a rest. We are moving forward as there is still plenty to do. ALPA set out in 1942, an offshoot of the Methodist Church, a small business with 10 Yolngu employees and 17 sheet wanga stores that started off a ration depot. Our remote staff communicated to Darwin once weekly by radio, and deliverance to some communities was every 6 weeks. After Cyclone Tracy in 1975, the damage it caused, the baby helper was more than 1 million in debt. The rest is history. ALPA is now a stronger organization that is financially delivering essential services to our customers, with employment as the only cure for welfare dependency. I would like to know we have increased our workforce by 50% over the last 3 years. There was no magic. One, just careful judgment and hard work. We're happy to share our story. Before handing over to Alistair King, our CEO of the many years, I remind all Yolngu to stay strong in culture, stay strong with the family, and to fight the sickness of dependency, or other word, welfare mentality, with disciplines and independence. I want you to hold tightly the dream we share of being equal but Yolngu members of Australian society. As my leadership for the last 22 years as chairman, it's been a vision and a dream for Yolngu people to take self-determination, self-management seriously. Take that and stand with it. And not only looking at it as a Yolngu organization, but to be a part of Australian business, where we can stand and working together with real diplomatic sort of approach, dialogue with Australian society and the people of Australia, and especially Northern Territory, where I love this country. Thank you.
We now operate over 1.2 million square kilometres, so our footprint certainly reflects the announcement today. There's a few present today that have been on our ALPA journey for some time. Henry Harper has been with us about 37 of our 44 years. He's a standout. Ken Noland is here. He was part of the Methodist Overseas Mission when ALPA was developed. And Graham Cook was a colleague from the 90s who helped Lena and I survive our first months out bush. The chairman has already mentioned the difficult early journey, but I can remember in 99-2000 when we were not in a very good position. Again, this is where our board stood up and took control, making the necessary changes that put us back on the right path. I would therefore like to acknowledge the directors, both past and present, for their vision and guidance. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. I would also like to acknowledge our many colleagues here from both the bush, from all of us here, and also the past and present ones that couldn't be here today, for your contribution to ALPA and knowing what we've achieved over the last 44 years.
and I learned a lot from ALPA. I think ALPA is on the right track, helping other communities too. What they should be doing in their own countries. So we came in and helped them. And there's a lot of people, young people working for ALPA now, male and female, and I'm proud of that.
Work together and we can achieve something, and what we were telling, the job belongs to Yolngu. We don't want to get, we can work with non-Aboriginal people, work together, but the main job is for Yolngu people. Doesn't matter what tribe.
The history goes back to 1972, and ever since ALPA grew with strength and courage in the making. It started up from the grassroots and then worked our way through till it's now been a corporation where it's gone broader from the life about the Balanda and Yolngu working together.